Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to go from negative to positive. If you are feeling down, if you are feeling lost, if you're feeling like you just don't know what to do to feel good, this is going to be the episode for you, because we're going to talk about how you can create the positive version of you and then make that your reality. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And when we take a deep breath in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency, and once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Well, we're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So before we dive into the message today, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey, for learning with me, growing with me, and just being a part of this positive expansion. Over the past 2 weeks, I've started a second podcast, and I'm doing it at the same pace as this one. So a new episode Monday through Friday. That one's about expanding your abundance, whereas this one's about stepping into that positive energy. And something I've learned from doing this is that when you spend time in something, when you truly focus on something and it consumes you, you expand in it. With the recent focus on abundance and wealth and expansion in that way, I've realized something, that this experience that we're having, you have a lot of power in it. You have the ability to do some amazing things in this experience. And I say experience because that's what this is. It's a limited experience in your infinite amount of being. And when you say experience, that makes it seem more as if it's for you, because it is. So in the episode I made today on my other podcast is about how to take where you're at now and then go specifically to where you want to go. And we're going to apply that to a positive mindset. If you're feeling lost, if you're feeling hurt, if you're in pain, there's something that you can do to change it. And it's only going to require you making yourself do things, and there's a few of them to be exact. 1, have a vision in your mind of who you want to be. The happier version of you, the more forgiving version of you, the more at peace version of you. Have that vision in your mind. 2nd, you have to be willing to take action every single day. And then 3rd, with reflection, link the action to the higher version of you, almost as if you're connecting it and making it a reality. The illustration I used in that podcast is imagine the full version of you, the healed, the happy, the free version of you in your mind. And then in your mind, take a piece of yarn and attach the string to that version of you, almost as if it's on a dry erase board and you have this version of you. Maybe this version's more fit. Maybe this version of you more wealthy. Maybe this version of you is more at ease and peace, happy and joy, whatever version you have, and attach that piece of string to it. And in my mind, it's a red piece of string because it's powerful. So you attach that. And then you take that string and you bring it all the way back to the thoughts and actions that you're currently doing today. That way you're showing yourself that this thought and this action links to the creation of this version of me. And then do that again and again and again. And you can do this as you reflect at night. When you reflect on your day, what thoughts align with that? What actions align with that? The more strings that you have, the more things that are aligning with that higher self, the faster that's going to be your reality. This doesn't require you to feel a different way. This doesn't require you to be happy. This doesn't require you to be sad. It only requires you to have purpose in your day. And if you can do that, you can change and you can level up to who you want to be. If every day you took stock, did I have more or less lines connecting me to my higher self? Each day you want more. The more there is, the more you're going to attract that because what you focus on expands. So you're telling yourself, this thing is me. Doing this action leads to this version of me. And then you grow. That's what this experience is about. Nothing in this life is about external. Nothing in this life is fulfilling externally. They might bring you a little bit of joy, but remember, this is a little experience in your infinite experience. So this little piece, getting the new car, getting the new house, getting the money, getting the status, none of that goes with you. It just goes back to the earth when this body dies. And when your energy moves on, the only thing you take with you is the frequency that you're operating in. So why wouldn't we make our purpose internal growth? That doesn't mean you can't expand. It doesn't mean you can't have the nice things, but those should be secondary to your purpose of being right within. It's that simple. Put the vision in your mind. Put the thoughts in your mind that align with the vision. And then make sure your actions align with that version that you see. And the actions can be this. 1, spending time reflecting at night. Do you sit down? Do you think about your day? You can write it down or you can just think in your head, but do you do that? 2, it could be exercise. Is this version of you fit? Are they flexible? Are they strong? Are they fast? This version of you that you see. And then today, what did you do that creates that? And then draw the line. 3rd, the food. What food did you eat? What things did you listen to? What did you consume that equals that version of you? The more lines you have going straight to the higher version of you, the faster you'll get there. When you do it this way, it becomes simple. It becomes something that you can make yourself do. You don't have to be talented. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a certain background. You don't have to have a certain education. It's simply a choice. You've listened to this podcast, specifically this episode. You have heard a way to connect to your higher self. It's up to you to decide if you're going to do it. You can read another book, you can look up another podcast, or you can watch another video on YouTube, you can go to another speaker, but this is a way that connects you. It's up to you to decide, are you going to implement it? Are you going to try it? Give yourself the opportunity to grow. I didn't realize that this is what was happening with the Positive Mindset Podcast. Every single day, when I meditated, when I reflected, when I created content trying to raise my perspective, this is what I was doing. I just didn't know it. It took making a second podcast, trying to understand what works with this one, to bring me joy, to bring me positive peace, to bring me the things that I've been working on with this podcast. Now, how do I use that to bring me wealth, to bring me expansion, to bring me abundance? And so trying to understand that, putting the time in to understand who has wealth, how do they get it, how do they think, how do they become that, I realized that they have daily actions, daily thoughts that align with who they're trying to become. And so by understanding that, the illustration, the image, this example came to my mind. It was a gift, came to my mind as a practice that you can do every single day. And it's so simple. You could even put it on a board, get a dry erase board and write who you want to be. I'm 5% body fat. I have $1 million in my bank account. I'm flexible. I'm happy. I'm in joy. I'm peaceful. I'm a business owner. Write those things up there. And then in another column, write what you did that day. This is a reflective exercise. I went to the gym. I read a book. I studied up on finance. I ate well. I said good things out loud and in my mind. And then take red yarn, attach it with a piece of tape to the main thing that you're becoming, and then attach it to what you did that day. Every single day. How much connection can you make between the two? The more there's the connection, the more will happen. The law of attraction works. Like attracts like. So become what it is that you wish to attract. Raise your frequency so that you can see what it is that you wish to perceive. It's this simple. This is one of the biggest breakthroughs I think I've ever had. I've had a lot where it comes to mental space, perspective, understanding, but this simple action makes so much sense. Apply it. Create the positive version of you, the healed, the loving, the full version of you, and then make sure your thoughts and actions align with it and reflect every single day. The more you do it, the more you'll see yourself as that version, the more you'll believe that you're the version, and the more that you'll become that version. It's that simple. That's how we change the world. We change ourselves because the world is a reflection of our internal state. We change ourselves, and then we start seeing the good in the world. We start expanding it, and then we become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode made sense, wasn't too far out there. I spent some time trying to figure out how to create this message, and so I hope it hit home. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below, plus the Positive Mindset Facebook group. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this episode and you're wondering to yourself, how can I implement this? I want to take it to the next level. I want to expand. This is what I do. I am a coach that helps people change their perspective, change their mindset, implement the little things in their day that help them create that reality so that you can experience it. Reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me on Instagram. You can reach out to me on TikTok. There's also a link down below where you can reach out to me there, and I will personally reach back out to you as well. And we can talk about a program that can get you there. I'm looking forward to working with you. The growth that I've seen with people is so amazing. It's so rewarding. And I appreciate each and every one of you that trust this podcast and trust me to help grow on this positive path. And if you enjoy this content and you want more, check out my new podcast, Unlock Your Abundance. It's the same theme, same style as this podcast, but it's all about stepping into your wealth, your expansion, and your abundance. I am loving the content over there. So if you want to check it out, there's a link down below. New episodes out every weekday. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.